Hello, and welcome to the Causeway Admin series of training videos. In this video, we'll be discussing how to make changes to an existing workgroup. As with most items in the admin series, your first step is to enter the admin panel. Once in the admin panel, we'll be working in the Workgroups tab. So select Workgroups at the top. Now that we're seeing the list of workgroups, select the one you wish to edit. In this case, we'll be working with the engineering workgroups. Go to the far right and select the little pencil, which is the update icon for this workgroup. The fields you see here will look very familiar from when you've created new workgroups. The name of the workgroup may be changed. This is most often edited when you're adding additional information to it, such as a unique identifier in association with the workgroup name. Avoid, if possible, making any changes to the short name, however, as the short name does propagate into the email reflectors for the group and the email forwarder to the group chairman. If you make a change to the short name, anyone who has a shortcut for the group email or has autofill may find difficulty contacting the group. The description, of course, is easily adjusted. You can just delete and type into the description field. The workgroup type may also be edited. The most common change here would be to move from the open or restricted type, which are active groups, into hidden. When you select hidden, a group is removed from the view of the organization members, but all of the content is retained. Think of this as a way to archive information without losing the data that was there. So if a group is no longer active, you may not wish to delete the group, which would wipe out all the information, but rather make it a hidden group. If you found that you created a group and forgot to nest it under a group that it should be under, you can change that here and create it underneath an existing group. So in this case, we will make the engineering group a subgroup to the research group. Then we have membership settings, whether new members to the organization are added automatically to this work group, or if it's restricted to member type. All of the things we've looked at before in setting up a new group. The field here indicates whether or not members of the existing work group need to be a member of the parent group as well. If this is checked, then they may not be able to see, in this case, the engineering group, unless they're already a member of the research group. The roster is usually shown on the dashboard. This is a default setting, but if you wish to not have that available on the dashboard, you can unselect it here. The next three fields are email settings. So this is where the short name comes into play. So in this case, the engineering work group, the short name is put into the roster distribution email list, and also engineering work group -chair for the chairman's email address. The administrator email address stays the same from one group to the other. The mailing list prefix is the plain English name that's put on as a prefix in the subject line to any emails sent to the list. Mail sending settings, whether or not you wish to have moderation required or not, all of these settings can be changed even after the group has been created. Mailing list safe senders, even if it's moderated, you may whitelist certain individuals so that they can send to your workgroup even if they are not members of the workgroup. This may have to be updated from time to time as a group progresses through its lifetime. The next three fields, the mail setting for new users, the default value for notifying the mailing list checkbox, and the default value for iCal notification, are exactly the same functions as you see when creating a new work item. Uh, Especially worth noting that the default value for notifying the mailing list checkbox uh, is best set to checked by default if you're going to be storing a lot of documents and want to make sure notification of postings get sent out automatically. Uh, if it's an item where you're going to have a lot of activity and you're concerned about spam, you may wish to uncheck by default. The default value for sending an iCal with the notification, of course, only applies to when you're adding a new event to the calendar. It's highly recommended that the default be set to checked so that when a new event is entered, a notice will go to the group that there is a new entry in the calendar. If a group has found that they don't like having so many of the modules active on their group, or they simply do not use the tasks module or the wiki module, they can clean their dashboard and have fewer modules by unchecking these one or more of the modules listed here. That's the end of the editable fields for an existing work group. When you've completed all the changes that you wish to make, click Save. Thank you.